What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We've got some good stuff going on for you today, and really it's just maintenance stuff for the 05, but that is a huge key whenever it comes to these third gens. I mean, a lot of them are getting up there in miles. Mine just rolled 160,000. I've got all stock front end parts, so that means it's time for ball joints, axle shaft U-joints, hubs, pinion seal, like whole 9 yards. It's time for all that stuff, and we're going to get to it today. Whenever I've got the Fire Punk hat on or the Wrenchworks hat on and an old shirt, you guys know it's time to get into some good stuff. But I figured I'd show you guys real quick right here some parts from Rock Auto and all that. So we have all of our stuff right here, which I'm going to go ahead and I'll get that carried in. We'll see how well the light, the transfer happens here from lighting. See how well the camera takes it. But yeah, that's what we're working on today. Let me know. There's a bunch of wind right now, so let me know if my little my wind muffling thing for the mic works. I hope it does. Also, I wanted to show you guys something real quick. There will be another polish video over these wheels that I'm about to show you, but I figured if you guys are interested in trucks, you probably like big welds as well. And by big welds, I mean some thick girls. Check these out. The barrels are pristine. They for sure have only ever had one set of tires on them. Like, they're perfect. But these bad boys are 16.5 by 14 weld super singles, 8 by 6.5, and we got to make these basically perfect. He's one of my most returning customers, and he's putting them on a super cool old Ford, and I will probably end up having a video over that truck actually. But it's gonna be pretty sweet. And let's get the lights on the shop. It's like 70-75 degrees here in Missouri today. Come on, focus. Bring the light up. There we go. Is that better? All right, there we go. But it is beautiful here. Like, I couldn't pick the better day to be working on stuff. So what we're gonna do first, move some of the stuff out of our way. I'm actually gonna hook up the charger on the DeWalt, on my Impact and my Milwaukee and all that stuff. And then we're gonna open the door up, get the power washer out, power wash the front end real good so I can get it nice and clean before I pull it in here. And I just don't want dust all over me the whole time. I would like it to be not as bad as normal, but we will probably rinse off the truck, and then we were gonna acid wash those wheels, or the back sides anyway, and get the back sides of those wheels real clean. I do have some aluminum brightener over here, so we're gonna take advantage of that. And after the front end dries, we're gonna pull it in and we're gonna start taking that bad boy apart and do all of our maintenance stuff. I don't have the seals with me, or I haven't bought them yet. The pinion seal and axle seals, or axle shaft seals, or whatever they are. I do know one side's leaking and the pinion seal is also leaking, so I'm gonna do all of that stuff. But we might have to make a run to O'Reilly's and get that stuff because I do not have it. I didn't want to order the wrong thing off Rock Auto. But yeah, so we're going to move some small stuff over here, and then we're going to get to it. And I'm pretty pumped. So I'm going to run and grab all the parts and all that stuff. I'm going to show you guys one of my new tool kits too. So I'm pretty pumped about all this. It is maintenance. It sucks. It's 500 something bucks I could have been spending on that big ugly thing behind me. Just kidding, I can't wait. But it's part of it. This thing's my daily driver. I'm about to go back to college, and I've got to drive this thing back and forth every day. So the miles are going to be put on it, and it's got to be reliable. So new front end parts. All right, so long enough intro. Let's get into it. Let's get some stuff done, guys. All right, guys, let's take a look at these wheels. I just acid washed them. I also kind of cleaned out the whole front end of the truck. Just got all the dirt off and kind of, I don't know, just cleaned it up so I don't get dust all over me. But I wanted to kind of mention something about acid washing wheels. So I mean, these wheels are worth a good amount of money, and you don't want them etched. So I didn't acid wash the front sides because they don't need it. The back sides, I got all the brake dust off. Worked really good, but obviously some gets onto the front. You guys can see some of the streaks. So what you do to basically, I don't know, stop the acid, I guess. I was looking for a more technical term, but I get a bucket of soap and water. I mean, just normal car wash soap and water, and microfiber or your wash mitt that you have designated for wheels. and I just soap them down really good and scrub them, and that kind of makes the acid stop doing its thing. And because if you leave it with just the acid, or you don't wash it with soap after, it will etch the aluminum and it'll just keep eating away. So it like, oh, deactivate. That's the word I'm looking for. It deactivates what the acid's doing, so it'll stop etching, it'll stop doing its thing. And that's basically what I did. So soaked the backside with acid, scrubbed them all really good, rinsed them off, got my soapy water, and started scrubbing the wheels so it would stop doing its thing. And now I'm gonna let these dry. The truck's currently drying. Hopefully it'll be done here shortly. Now I'm probably going to leave everything out right here and go inside and grab my boxes of parts and kind of get those organized out here, and then we're going to sweep up our floor dry and put it in the bucket and sweep out this bay, just so whenever I'm sitting on the floor I'm not getting all dirty, and move all this crap. So that's what's up next, and then we can probably finally start taking the wheels and tires off the truck and pulling everything apart. So we're gonna get after it. We'll be right back. All right, guys, truck's in. Everything's cleaned out a little bit. We've got good access here on the driver's side. I haven't looked at the passenger. Oh yeah, that'll work. So hopefully now we can get to, come on camera, come on, get there. There we go. Hopefully we can get this all started and kind of, I don't know, make some progress today. So this might be a two-part video. Like I said, I don't have the pinion seal and I don't have the axle seals or whatever they are. I've got to figure out what they are, because genuinely I've never been through one of these before. So I've done ball joints on one, but that's it. So I'm learning along with you guys. So once I get those all pulled out, I'll know what I need, and I can go to O'Reilly's and say, hey, I need this, can you get, and it might take a day for it to get here, or they might have it. So either way, it's fine. I can drive. Actually, we just got Old Blue fixed. I don't know if you guys remember our Old Blue farm truck, the 1970s Ford. But it has good brakes now. Everything, it runs good, so I'll just drive that around town if I need it. More than likely I won't, but if I do, I can make my run to O'Reilly's or whatever in Old Blue. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing up on some jack stands, pop the Cheyennes off of here, and kind of just get to work. I'm gonna take them off both sides and sit them in the bed or something, and just kind of, I don't know, take a look at both sides and really see how bad each one is. This axle shaft U-joint over here is actually new, but I'm gonna go ahead and replace it because it's greasable. The other one's toast, and I've got one upper ball joint, I think, on this side that's bad. So that's why whenever one thing starts going bad, that's kind of why I just replace it all. I'm not one of those guys that likes to chance it, because if I want to hop in this thing and drive somewhere, like me and the guys decide we want to take this to Scheid or something, and we got to go drive 7-8 hours, I want to be like, all right, I'll be there in 10, let's go. And that's kind of why I'm replacing all this stuff now. Whenever, I mean, 160,000 miles, and none of this stuff's ever been touched. So might as well drop the money on it. I mean, it's just part of it. You gotta, and then once I get all the front end stuff done, we gotta do an oil change. I got the filter, but I need to go get some oil. So turns out we will be having to use Old Blue. So let's get going. Let's get started. Glad to have you guys here. Let's do it. All right, guys, we got the wheel and tire off. I pushed my luck on this axle shaft U-joint. It could have been way worse. I could hear it ticking, and I knew it was bad, but you guys are just going to have to look for yourselves. I don't know if I can set you up, see if you guys can see it right there. I don't know if you guys can see. There you go. That's no good. That is not what you want your axle shaft U-joint to do. So, most of you guys, I mean, some of you guys know the process of this. I don't think this is going to be a how-to video. But basically what we're going to do first, we're going to pull the brake caliper off, and we're going to get our little bungee cord, and or baling wire, either one works. And we're going to hang our caliper up right off the frame, just kind of hang it out of the way, because we don't need that in our way here. And I don't want it to be dangling or anything like that. So that's going to be what's up first. We've got our Milwaukee fully charged. The DeWalt's fully charged. So we're gonna get after some stuff here and hopefully get some stuff done. I'm curious to see what all this is gonna be like. So first up, we're gonna get it all the way down. We're gonna try and knock out that axle shaft U-joint and then work our way back out. So after we get that done, we'll do the ball joints and then we'll throw our hub back on when we're putting it all together. So let's try this. All right, so we've got, I don't know, I mean, you guys have seen us basically do everything. Calipers off, rotors off. I did get the big axle nut off. I don't have big metric stuff. I have big 3/4 inch drive standard stuff, so I used a 1 3/4 on my impact and it zipped right off. It is not the correct socket. It is too loose to be the correct socket, but it did work, and that saves me from buying a new socket. I wouldn't recommend it, but it is what it is. So next, these hub bolts or whatever they are, if this will focus, you can see one right there. There's 4 of them, and those got to come out, I believe, or start. We got to at least break them loose. I don't know if I'm going to use that method to get this off. I don't know how stuck this hub is. Sometimes they're really stuck, and you got to kind of use power steering to get these things to come off. So we might have to loosen all these bolts and then use the truck kind of to our advantage and use the power steering to get them off. I will show you guys that if I have to do that. But as for right now, I don't know, I just like to try and avoid that. But I need to get this power steering, or not power steering, ABS line off. I need to undo that, so I'll find the correct Allen head size and get that off there. And I think that should be it before we start unloosening this stuff. I haven't really done much time-lapse, but which I don't even know if you guys like time-lapse. But we are moving right along. I really hate touching my camera whenever I've got crap on my hands, but I wanted to show you guys. Hopefully the wind noise isn't bad. I don't have my mic on. But we've got the hub off, sitting right there. So now what's next is we got to get this axle shaft slid out of here. So from what I understand, it's going to take some pulling and maybe a few choice words. But I don't know, whoever put this, I don't know if anybody's been in here. I feel like I can see some anti-seize, which I should be thanking them big time, because it was tight, but it was not as bad as it could have been way worse. So definitely happy about that, but we got to get this axle shaft slid out of here, so we're going to do that, and then we'll pop the knuckle off and get these ball joints out. Oh, so about 10 minutes later, we got everything off. I did end up having to use a pickle fork to kind of drive in between there to get the knuckle to break loose. We got it set down, and now we are on to ball joints. I did say I was going to do the axle shaft U-joint first, but I didn't realize that I don't need to do that first, so I need to do the ball joints first. So what we're going to do is get our new ball joint tool, and we're going to drive out both of these things, and then we're going to clean this thing a lot, because I don't know if you guys can see all this, but there's just dirt everywhere. And I thought there was an outer seal like literally right here, and I was wrong. So it must be up in there somewhere, but it's just, doesn't look that great, and I hate having dirty parts. So I'm gonna wish I had about 5 cans of brake clean out here, but we're going to try out our new ball joint tool. I've got all my big stuff sitting out here. Let's take a look at this bad boy. It's supposed to be good for U-joints too, so we're gonna try it on both. Yeah, we're gonna try this out. I mean, it was like 130 bucks, so I'll let you guys know how it works. Hoping it works pretty good, but we're gonna move on and try and get these things out. Okay, so it has been a little bit since our last update. As you can tell, the sun has somewhat gone down, or began to go down. So the progress here, we got both upper and lower ball joints in. I don't know if I'm gonna have to mess with this one because I've got the grease zerk faced the wrong way and I didn't realize it until after I was done. And we've got the axle shaft U-joint. We got the old one out and the new one in. That old one was so toast, it was ridiculous. I'm gonna clean the end of this axle shaft off, and then we should be ready. Well, obviously we gotta put the knuckle back on first. So the knuckle will go back on and we'll get that all situated. Then we'll throw the axle shaft back in and see if we can't get that thing in there. It is going to be somewhat of a pain. I mean, it's just kind of hard. That long side will be worse, but the driver's side won't be as bad. So that's what's up next. I'm just going to clean off this knuckle a little bit and put it back on there, and we will bolt everything up. So the U-joints, or I mean the ball joints, will be all sucked down with the impact and all that stuff. So I'm just going to keep hacking away and keep updating you guys as I go along. Alright guys, we are back, and as you can tell, it is nighttime. It is dark. I had to go inside and eat some dinner. I was tired of messing with this thing. But, I mean, before I went in, I mean, I have it all done for the most part. So, the hub, I mean, everything is back together. The wheel's not on, obviously. It's all back together, good to go, spins good. I mean, I'm happy with it. The only thing I'm running into, and I hope the camera can see this, is the freaking ABS line. I don't know why it is. I've replaced these once because I thought this was my issue with my ABS light, because I was trying to cancel out a possible issue. And for some reason, this was just some Chinese junk, first of all. The ones I got were not OEM Mopar, because I think I paid 17 bucks for these. OEM Mopar are 100, and they can kiss my happy you-know-what. But this new hub came with a whole new ABS line. And I was like, alright, this ought to plug right in because it's Moog. This is all nice Moog stuff. And it is just like that other one and does not plug in. So all this stuff around the side, all these little grooves, I don't know if it'll focus in on that. And then this big thing right here, all this has to be cut off and kind of trimmed flush for it to even fit on here. It drives me up a wall. Little stuff like this drives me crazy. I don't mean to sound like I'm going on a rant here, but this is super annoying. One of my buddies, Goose, said that he did his and his plugged right in. So that's pretty, and he has an 05. We literally have identical trucks. And it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I wonder if this side, if there's something messed up with this side. I just don't understand why all this crap's on here, because I don't know. So I'm gonna have to mess with this, and it's probably gonna take me every bit of 30 minutes to do it, whenever it should take 2 seconds to plug it in and I'd be done and put the wheel back on. I hate little stuff like that. It just drives me crazy because it makes things so much longer, and it shouldn't have to be like that. But it is what it is. So basically the driver's side is pretty much done. I mean, I gotta plug in the ABS line and put the wheel on, and that's all we've got. So I'm not going to drag you guys on with doing a front end on a Dodge. I mean, I understand maybe I should have done a video on it because it is very common. I mean, this is a huge deal on these trucks. Front ends of Dodges just, I don't know, they don't wear out like crazy, like more than normal on other stuff, but 160,000 miles, never been touched. It was definitely ready for all new parts, and I don't know, that's a lot of people run into that because we got a big heavy engine hanging off the front of this thing, and front end stuff wears as it should. So I'm not gonna make it like this actual how-to video of any sort, because I don't want to drag this on for you guys, because this isn't really what you guys watch the channel for. So with that being said, I'm probably gonna get out of here. The wheels, I'm gonna have to bring the wheels in. I'll probably do a video over that, because who doesn't like seeing welds? And I'll probably mount them on this truck to so I can spin them. And by that I mean, like, so I can bolt one up and I can spin it while I'm polishing. It makes for a much cleaner polish, and a better finish. So I'm probably gonna end up doing that, and just kind of drooling over it. But yeah, so made some good progress. I mean, I started at like 2. Now it's late, but I got done at like, well, it took, okay, that is bad. I started at 2. I probably got done at 8. I mean, it takes a long time. I mean, I had to sit here and press out both ball joints and then the axle shaft U-joint, which were both hard, and then press new ones in and all that. So it takes time, but I'm not willing to pay the $280 they want just to do one axle shaft U-joint. So it would have been way more for all this. So saving myself some time and doing it myself. I don't have anywhere to be, so I might as well just do it all myself. So we're gonna mess with that ABS little sensor and get it fixed, and then after that we're probably gonna go inside. I don't know, I'm not looking to have a late night. Probably gonna shower and just hit the hay. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. Appreciate all the support as always, and I will keep you guys updated with the shirts and all that. Still have no word. I'm probably gonna call tomorrow and ask. But yeah, as always, we'll see you next time here on the Old School Crew, and hopefully we'll have new exciting things to go over. Probably a set of welds, maybe some first gen work. But that's gonna do it. Peace out, guys. We'll see you.